Hello all and welcome to today's Sunday Q&A, which this week is brought to you from an RDC in Kempston, Milton Keynes at 20 to 2 on a Friday afternoon. I've got a booking time of 2. At least let me through the gate. That was nice of them, wasn't it? The guy says you're due at 2 o'clock. I went, yeah. It's 22 minutes past 1. I mean, how precise you want to be, but I don't know what they're doing. And to be honest with you, I'm not fussed. I've been off the road the last 2 days. I had big flashing, stop, emergency, yeah. So I had to go back to, I got back to the yard. I hadn't gone far. Yeah, so I got the DAF mechanic to put a computer on it on Wednesday night. Said wheel speed sensor and exciter ring. I thought, I've had that before. It's on the same side as well. All right then, so I got my mechanic, couldn't do it until this morning, Friday. Took it out, he said, there's nothing wrong with that ring. It's just fine, so I just have to give it, it might give it a little bit, it might have bent a little bit, but no. Changed the sensor, took it out this morning, lost drive 3 times. I'm like, oh, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I thought, but I can't not go to work. I've got to, I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't got any warnings, I haven't got anything on the dashboard to say, you know, stop. But it's like you lose drive and then you click it into manual and then it works. And I thought, look, I'm going to have to drive it. I can't, if I take it back to the yard, he's going to go, I don't know what's wrong with it, Pete. So, and then since then, all afternoon, from when it happened, like 2 or 3 times this morning, and I have driven to, where have I been? I think I picked up in Biggleswade, and then I drove that somewhere. Is that right? No, I picked up in Luton, drove to Biggleswade, then picked up in Hitchin. I've driven that to Kempston, which is Milton Keynes, and between now and then, it's been absolutely fine. No lights, no warnings, no that. But what I've got a job booked for Monday. And it's a wait and return out of Bedford. So what I'm going to do, take it back to the yard, get them to plug the computer on it tomorrow. Fortunately, the job for Monday is for HPC, it's my local firm, and like I say, she's fine at the moment, but if it does kick off, it doesn't have to be collected till 9, so if she does kick off, I can go, right, I'll get there early and go, sorry, but like we should be, fingers crossed we're going to be okay. What else can I do? But yeah, so that was that one. Right, so what we got this week's fuel prices. So from last week, I haven't written down last week's. Why I haven't written down last week's? Oh, the computer's broken. That don't help. Fortunately, I've got a spare computer, which is the old computer, as opposed to the new one, which is just the old computer. I found out it's got an i7 processor. I'm thinking, that's great, i7, brilliant. Yeah, it's 10 years old. Right, I didn't realise that, so that's gone kaput. But I'll give you an idea of what last week we had White Van Man as always, thank you. Last week you had Watson's UK Fuels at 114.98, Silvery Key Fuels at 114.98, and Tate Fleet Card Drive Card at 114.55. And I wonder if they did actually refund you the card. I hope they did. I think mine this week, well, my best price this week was UK Fuels, and it was around about 115. The other two came in at 116. So that's off the top of my head, but I will, if I remember. Yeah, you're probably in the comments from last week. I just forgot to put it down, but we'll get that one done for you guys. Also, a big hello to Saints Man, the small van couriers. He said that Express Fuel was me, Pete. I spoke to Drew, seemed like a really nice bloke. Yeah, he does. Seems like a really nice bloke. And those are the guys from Express Fuels that I say, not always the cheapest, but it's just a 2-man band. They're out there to give you a good price every week. If you're not the kind of person that wants to check, you can't be bothered to check the prices. Okay, they might not be the cheapest, but they're not going to be sky high. Like some of them just push it as far as they can, so give them a bell. Express Fuels, I'm not affiliated with them, just like them, seem like nice guys. Right, this week the t-shirts have gone out. I finally got round to posting the t-shirt. That was fun. That was an hour on Sunday morning, actually dragging through the emails. If you haven't got your t-shirt either, I sent it with every, so good luck. You ever been in every distribution centre? Stuff everywhere. Where's this going? Oh, mate. Yeah, if you have got them, if you would be kind enough to maybe take a photo in the t-shirt and email it across to me to the email address that you sent it across to go, can I have a t-shirt please? Brilliant. If not, I understand. If you don't want to, you don't have to, you know, just if you do, I'll just put it on so people can see them, but if not, don't worry. But Josh Fag says, hi mate, completely lost the emails, but thank you for the t-shirt. And Mark Smith says, good work Pedro, received my t-shirt yesterday, thanks buddy. So if you got it, I hope you did. Brilliant, lovely. It's for the insurance people who do give you a drink if you sign up with them. Their Insurance Revolution. If you want to sign up. If you go to the website, which is if you just type Pete the Trucker into Google, it will take you there, or there'll be a link down below that will take you there. And if you sign up through me, if you ring them, mention my name, because they'll give you a good deal, right? That's what they've told me, they'll give you a good deal. So that's it. And they're decent. Again, maybe not the cheapest, but do you always want the cheapest? Or do you want the firm? I double checked, because Nick said, my mate, Nick the Urban Trucker, he said that number took him ages to answer. So I double checked it, because you get free recovery with this firm. And I double checked the number, and I charged in 11 minutes. It wasn't bang, but I thought, well, all right, 11 minutes, I can live with that. The free recovery is up to 500 quid. So after that, it's down to you, which I didn't know either. But still, 500 quid, as opposed to paying an extra for a truck £700-800 a year for the Dudley Frontier type Dude one. I think, well, I'll try not to go too far. And right now, I'm focusing on little jobs. Like I say, I wasn't happy with the trucks. I didn't want to go too far. So I thought, if something goes wrong, at least I can get back. You know, I can ring someone, or I can get back. And the two little jobs, like 20-mile jobs, I think you wind up not quite the same, but not too far of going like 100 miles up, a million miles up the road, and a million miles back again. Having said that, Monday I'm going to Birmingham and back. That's not so bad though. Bedford to Birmingham, hour and a half, 2 hours, and then back again, and it's all in and you're done. So right, last week's mistakes. Solo Nick, how you going, Nick? He said it wasn't that balls. I don't know, I probably said 3 2 1 3 2 3. Can you tell? 3 2 1 3, but quickly. I think you just went like that. Yeah, wasn't that bullseye? It was bullseye. That was great. That was Ted Bowen, wasn't it? Look at what you could have won. That was what I said, yeah. He said, it's a lovely speedboat for a pair of guys living in a council estate in Doncaster. Yeah, I always wanted a hovercraft. When I was watching that show as a kid, they'd rock out with a hovercraft. And I'm thinking, hovercraft, that'd be great, because you could drive it down the road, and then you could drive it on the water. That'd be brilliant. Why don't we all drive hovercrafts? There's got to be a reason. I don't know what the reason is. I imagine they're not very efficient, and they probably blow across in the wind. But yeah, I'm still driving the truck, which works sometimes. At the moment, I hope. Right, last week's video was, the big video last week was on the new Courier Exchange app. Now, one of you has commented, and I think he said you didn't really, he liked a few changes to the app, but I haven't really had a lot of replies to it. I'm still getting used to the app myself. It does work. I found one glitchy bit is the problem sometimes, which is I'm on a job, but I've got other bookings, so I go like the next job, and I can't work out how to get back to my other job. And I thought it was just because I'm not doing left and right, but it is a bit glitchy. But what you can do is you can just close the app down and open it up again. It's fine. All the other bits are good. A few nice bits about it. If you want to, it automatically syncs with Google Maps or Waze, so you just go view on map from the app and it pings it up in your sat nav. Doesn't help me because I've got a separate sat nav. And I really like that one that I did on the video, which is if you want to look for a load, say I'm going up to, I've got a load from Milton Keynes, I'm going up to Birmingham, makes it a lot easier to find a load going to Birmingham. So, you know, go to Birmingham, see what's coming out. That's really, really nice. Of the two, I prefer it. I've now managed to get rid of the desktop version on my phone. I've only got one app on my phone now. I used to have two. I'd have the Courier Exchange app, and I'd have the desktop version, the mobile version of the desktop on my phone on a shortcut. That's gone. Don't need it. I only ever needed it for looking for the back road. So what we got? Right, so really there's not a lot other than a few miscellaneous this week. So Godzilla's, hope you got your t-shirt. I've got to reply to his email. I did reply to one. The computer's not playing, it's not happy. Well, it's not happy, it's in the menders, like I say. I'm going to find out how much that costs. Godzilla says, he said, right, this is to do with getting there early. He says, I always found 10 minutes before was the sweet spot. It's just too close to the time to be turned away. Having said that, if it's Joe Bloggs rather than Matalan, I'm an hour early just to take a chance. Smiley, happy, fingers crossed, that kind of thing. Yeah, like here. Like, you know, sort of, I mean, they take you when they take you. But, yeah, my father-in-law has a saying, which is, if you're not 10 minutes early, you're late. And also, you kind of got to allow yourself at least 10 minutes, because you can guarantee you can't find the place. There's no sign-up. There's no, oh, there is a sign-up. It says, Brian's Wholesale. It went, I'm looking for Charles's Wholesale. Yeah, that's us. Why does it say Brian's Wholesale? Oh, that's been out there for 4 years. We never bothered changing it. Great. That's useful. Thank you for that. Lovely. Solo Nick, he said, oh, because this was to do with the tip that I did 2 hours of free handball, where I went up to some cricket club in Northampton. No, Nottingham. Don't know what it was called. Can't remember. Trent Bridge? Maybe? I know nothing about sport. My wife says it's the best thing about me. He said, because I basically took most of it off myself before the guys that were due to take it off turned up, because I got there early. There you go. He said, yeah, the camera volunteers wouldn't be able to help you. We've seen them at beer festivals, and they're an average of 28 stone and over 60 years old. So you probably did yourself a favour and saved yourself at least one heart attack by not getting any help. Yeah, bless them. But they weren't actually that bad when they did turn up. They did help me. It's just I'd done 90% of the work by the time they did rock up. Scrapper says, he said, I remember being on tippers, and I like this is a good story, this, and I was delivering to an army base, and the arrival time was 8. I turned up at 7:55 and was asked to come back at 8. I did ask if I could wait in the car park, which was empty and massive, and was told no. I honestly thought he was joking, but he was dead serious. I literally pulled across the road, turned around the first side road, drove back up to the gate, and I was on time and they let me in. Idiots. Yeah, that is taking it too far. You can say, well, your watch is slow. You know, no, it's on my phone, mate. You know, kind of, it's all digital. It's on the cloud now. It's the sky. That's it. Yeah, it's all sort of digital. But yeah, no, that is, come on, mate, really. But David Healy, because I did the don't know if the video's gone out yet, but it's coming out, which is probably to do with this, I think. I'm not sure. The snow. It was a snow day that day. I started off and I was dry, and then there was an absolute blizzard. I thought, if this settles, I could be in trouble here, but it didn't. It melted. He said the old Fenny is the Tesco site. I said that to him, and they went, yeah, it used to be Tesco's. I went, how long ago? He said 4 years ago. I thought, I can't believe I've never been here. Bearing in mind, and that job came up again. I took one last week to Cardiff, going all the way down 3.5 hours, and then they rang me and they went, any chance you could pick it up on Friday afternoon and drop it off in the morning? I thought, I so would have preferred that job. I was gutted, but I couldn't do it. I'd already taken a booking, so what can you do? And finally this week, Douglas Smith says, he said, how much can you earn and how many hours a week do you do as an owner driver? I would say you should be looking as an owner truck driver to be netting around about $1,000 to £1,500 a week. Because you've got an awful lot more aggravation, you've got the parking, you've got paperwork. You know, you might be driving for... You might be out on the road for 10, 12 hours a day, and then you've got to come back and do the paperwork afterwards. And if you're out tramping or you're doing European, you should be able to bring in $1,000 a week as a truck driver anyway. So to make it worth your while, I would like to hope that you could either bring in that kind of money, but for less work, or you could bring in more money, but for the same amount of work. But I still don't really know, to be honest with you. I'm still waiting for... yeah, it seems to me, I would say you should be looking to bring in $1,000 to £1,500 a week. But it's complicated, it's involved. And you've got to ask yourself the question. It's not about the money, it's about you. The question is not, can I make more money? The question is, do you want to you want to survive in the jungle, or do you want to live in a zoo? Work out which one you are and go with it. It's not a matter of the dough, it's a matter of what is right for you. And that's it. 3 weeks to Christmas. It's coming. We're all going to get some time off. But in the meantime, this is supposed to be the busy bit. And in fairness, I think coming out this week... No, did I do it last week or coming out this week? No, I did a live bidding on the lead up to Christmas and on the new app. And I think that's coming out this week. So it will show you, is it super busy out there at the moment? Maybe a bit busier. Maybe. Don't know. But there's enough jobs on there. Enough jobs to give you the opportunity to take care and take money.